Good morning everybody, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us, and if you're one of my die-hard followers, thanks for your support, thank you. Now where am I? I'm on the South Devon coast this morning. Some of you may recognise the spot behind me. Now I'm on the hunt for a peregrine falcon. I was here last weekend just scouting the area. With some local knowledge, I was pretty sure there'd be a falcon along here, and sure enough, with a little bit of luck and perseverance, I've found them now. Right now the birds are over a guillemot colony in the distance there, and I could just about make them out. But anyway, this calls for a large lens, some favourable weather conditions, and of course the cooperation of the birds. So let's have a look at the scene first, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. As you can see, this was going to be quite a comfortable bird watching session. I was using my A6600, my Sony, with a Sony 200 to 600mm zoom lens. Now, the lens itself has some function buttons on it. At the top there is the switch for autofocus to manual focus. Now I can use this, but I also have a custom button set up on the camera to switch between them quickly. Next is the focus. You can choose full focus in the range, which I'm doing, or at the top there you've got 10 meters, so anything over 10 meters it will auto focus on much quicker. Then below that is the steady shot. Now I've turned it on, but to be honest, I'm going to be shooting at over a thousandth of a second, so I probably don't need that function. But if you do have it on, also below there's three other buttons. Now number one is just a standard autofocus. Number two, if you're following a moving subject left to right, or say a moving car or something like that, then that's probably the best function. And number three, if the subject is moving around randomly, that's probably the best function to choose. I was also carrying a second tripod just to hold the Pocket 2 that I'm filming with. Now, one of the things about filming with this 200 to 600mm lens, the f-stop is 5.6 to 6.3, and now I'm going to be all the way out at 600mm, so it's going to be at 6.3, so I need a lot of light to capture some sharp images. Now I've come out early still because, as I'll explain, as the day warms up and the sun warms the cliff face here, it's going to heat the air above, and I'm filming through an awful lot of air, and the movement will blur the photos. Let me show you some examples. So this is with the lens all the way out at 600mm, and you can see a little bit of vibration in the lens itself. But if I crop it in and double the size of the image, you can then start to see some of that heat haze as well, just blurring out the image. And of course, cropping it in, I'm reducing the number of megapixels in the image as well. And even using some stabilization in post-processing, you can see it's quite blurry. And these images were taken on that first visit on the scouting trip, and it was about mid-morning approaching midday, and this was the best image I managed to get of the falcon. Now clearly when I crop it in closely, you can see that the bird is slightly blurred, and that's down to the heat haze, and probably only about 10 megapixels in that photo. Now this on the same day, taken much closer, maybe only 8 to 10 meters away, and you can see how much sharper the image is. Now yes, I haven't had to crop this in so far, but the absence of all that atmosphere between the lens and the subject is responsible for this image. But then sometimes it doesn't really matter. Again, it's taken on the same day. I just was lucky enough to be focusing on the bird just as it took off and hit the shutter and managed to capture these impressive images. Well, it's taken about an hour of perseverance, but the peregrine's come back with breakfast and is now devouring it, sat on the rock face over there. Now he or she is too far away for me to see with the naked eye, to be honest. Only when she moves can I see her, but I've got it in the middle of the frame in the camera, and when I put it onto manual focus, it zooms all the way in so I can make sure the image is as clear as it can be. But it's starting to brighten up, so that heat haze is going to come into play soon. The air was already starting to warm, and it was a lovely, almost summer's day, even though it's late April. Not a bad place to be standing. Well, I'm feeling incredibly lucky this morning. That peregrine's sitting there for quite some time feeding, and although I should have done this earlier, it's given me time to hone some of the settings. I've been pushing the f-stop up to f8, f11. It doesn't have that much of effect, but gives me a little bit more depth of field at this distance. But it is really difficult to manually focus. But I feel I get better results from the manual focus shots. However, there's some decent contrast at the minute, and there isn't any heat haze, so I think the autofocus is working quite well. Well, there was a pair of falcons, and I witnessed them flying together and exchanging the kill in the air, but unfortunately wasn't quick enough to film it. But as this one landed and started to eat the remains, quickly noticed that there was still a lot of moving air already. So when it comes to pictures, I've found that using the manual focus worked better than autofocus in these conditions. I was able to focus even though the bird was moving, and then fire off a few rapid shots and then refocus. This seemed to work better than the autofocus at this distance. The bird was so far away. These photos are cropped in by at least double or even 4 times. But I'm still pleased with the images, but I'm not going to get any award-winning close-up sharp images. Anyway, there was plenty of other things to photograph. The guillemot colony on the opposite cliff, although a long way away, as you can see, I could take some film of these. But the birds down by the waterside were easier to focus in on. I did try some photographs, but again, they're not going to win any awards. But as a record shot, I quite like this. I like the strata in the rocks. And this group on this slope leading down to the water was interesting. And there's a lone razorbill on the edge there with all the other guillemots. Now this chap was flying around, this little wren, and singing his heart out. But if you've ever tried to film little brown jobs, as we call them, you know how difficult it is. It's difficult to decide what focus mode to use. So, like this, if there's nothing around the bird, you could use zone focusing, and that works well. But as soon as they get in amongst the branches like this linnet and these siskin, then you probably need to use something like an center focus or an expanded spot focus. And you can get some nice effects. I quite like this one of these goldfinches. Nice depth of field. But I really like this pipit, which was preening itself and giving me a nice pose. Well, I think I'm going to call the video there. It's getting a little bit busier on the water now, and you can probably hear the boats. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I taught myself quite a few more lessons this morning, and got a little bit better at using this 200 to 600mm lens. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you all again soon. But for now, cheerio.